Alright, stream is up.
Okay. So, you're gonna all help me. You're going to all help to fill yourselves in on this one. Because we stopped leaving Van Brecht's office last time, correct? He basically said, or you basically came to the conclusion that Councilwoman Ulana has been doing no bueno things, presumably related to cult activity, and has been kind of like orchestrating some cultist activity, or at least harboring it.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the plan that Van Brecht went over with all of you was, let's see, Goldie, you posted this? Yeah, that your group was going to go into the council chambers because the meeting was scheduled for coming up on this day. So you were going to enter the council chambers to deal with her. The reason that Van Brecht gave was if he sends a full regiment of Stormcast in there, she could just flee. So relying on a smaller strike force of your Soulbound is preferable. He is going to send a regiment to the Harbor District to root out the corruption there. On top of all this, you also encountered Councilman Thystra, who essentially has been playing both sides, kind of. She's been playing her own side, and she's been playing Van Brecht's side. As she puts it, she's doing everything she can for the betterment of keeping the status quo, because it benefits her and her black scale coil.
Mm-hmm.
And when you brought the attention to Thystra that Councilman Kravich is a member of the Black Scale Coil, or who you believe to be a member of the Black Scale Coil anyway, she looked at you very, very inquisitively, didn't really know what you were talking about, and I believe it was at the very least Joe. Like, all of your encounters with Thystra being like cool, calm, collected, always seems like she knows what's going on and seems like she has a plan. In that moment, you sensed a bit of like nervousness on her, and uncertainty, which is something that, I mean, granted, your interactions with her have been limited, but it's something you've never seen on her before. When she received that information, she essentially excused herself shortly before you all left, or shortly before Van Brecht excused all of you from his office. And she, as she stated, was going out to deal with this Kravich issue. Or rather, look into it. Does that all make sense?
Yep.
And Ulana was the one who killed Ratman, right? She was like very open about it.
Thystra
did.
Well,
Okay,
Thystra
okay.
said she did. So
Yeah,
Okay.
Thystra basically said I didn't need him.
Okay, I thought it was Thystra. Okay.
Speaking of, it is worth noting that I don't know if this was taken into account when she provided evidence that she killed Krell. She did like throw some of his effects on the ground to like prove that he was dead. And one of the things that she threw on the ground was that other refined amulet, Warpstone amulet. I could have sworn I mentioned that before, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I thought you said a necklace or something like that. But
to which that's the other half, or at least implied to be the other half of the amulet that you have.
wait, does she still have it?
No. She left it with Van Brecht. To which Van Brecht did not use it, and I could have sworn I mentioned he passed it off to you. So you have 2 of them now.
Okay. I have both ends.
Which is,
receiver,
effectively a walkie-talkie or a cell phone, a one-way cell phone.
Except we don't know how to use it.
I mean, I'm sure you could figure it out.
I mean, we figured out how to use one half of it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we talked to it when he called us.
Yeah, maybe you didn't want to talk to you before.
No.
So I believe we're picking up basically right after Van Brecht excused you from his office. To which I raise the question for the group. Is there anything that you want to do in the Stormkeep? Or do we want to go to... anything you want to do in the Stormkeep or on your way to the Council Chambers? Your transportation was left up to you all. It's not like you're being escorted there.
Do we know if there's any sort of, like, badge or, like, deed or writ you can get that's just pretty much like, hey, we're on business for this organization, we're allowed to be here? Or it's like, no, just the folks in the big fancy storm armor are allowed to be wherever they want?
Nothing that you would know of, but I'm sure you can figure out some way of getting into the council chambers.
I mean, I can think of a way.
We just go through the window of any of the offices. I saw quite a few.
That's the boring way.
We don't have to blow up the walls.
Are we casting them again?
Shadell gets outside, lines up his mortar. It's like, okay.
I mean, look, we're sieging the building, all right?
No, you're explicitly not sieging the building.
We're supposed to go to the docks, I thought.
No, we're going to the Parliament.
When you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail.
Von Brecht's men are going to the docks.
I see. Okay. Yeah, we have tall people. We can just
No, I mean it's smarter to sneak in. I'm joking.
Yeah, I think it's sneak-a-roni for the sneaky people.
Okay.
So maybe we could find like the ventilation system or something, you know? And then we gas them.
What does Magoosh think?
I would have thought 8 people.
Well, once they're gassed, they're basically seasoned, right?
Ooh!
new flavors. It's like smoking some meats.
And they can't escape.
Exactly.
Frank, you said this building we have to get to is not in this building, right? Because you said we have to secure our own
across
transportation.
town, right?
Yeah, it's not at the Stormcast or Stormkeep.
Do we still have a wagon or carriage? Do we have something, or was that?
We certainly don't have a carriage.
We're not like a rush. I can just take us
Sorry, I
down
had to get
special
up real fast.
paths, right?
Yeah, I think we're just. Yeah, I think we're hoofing it, right? We don't have
I
any.
think we're
real
just sneaking
transportation.
over there under Joe's guidance.
Sure.
I don't think we want to go on a big, cavalcade or something.
Nah, it's kind of hard for myself
Yeah,
and Magoosh to sleep, but
Well, they don't have like windows looking out, right? The
True.
guards might see you. I guess maybe you might serve as a distraction.
yeah, I'll just find a nice place and just start meditating. I'll be like, what is this tree doing?
We can pull you in through the window. We got strong people. I just upgrade my body to 4.
Is the window big enough?
We'll make it big enough.
Okay,
Also,
so we're gonna end up blowing it open anyway. Okay.
I'm hesitant to tell you how much I weigh.
So you're leaving the Stormfort.
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to do anything else in here?
I don't think so.
Okay. Just stay like you. Make sure you save your game and do everything you want to do, type of deal.
Did everyone spend their
Nice.
XP? We got 3 XP last time.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is bothering Martinez. But
I was literally about to say that. I want to go see Martinez and harass him.
Can I eat
could demand.
Cominos?
Yes.
I could demand they provide us with the Stormcast that escorted me in that the carriage the first time. So I did make that request a while back.
As you're walking out to leave, you pass by that familiar barracks, the mess hall, and you see a Stormcast with a very large clipboard, just kind of rattling off some names, and a bunch of others who are sitting down just kind of let out some groans. They stand up, they grab their helmets, and they grab their weapons, and they start making their way towards the exit of the mess hall.
A Stormcast, a Durden, and an Ale walk into a brothel.
Stormcast walks into a brothel? Sigmar, what are you doing, man?
Sigmar's basically Thor. He would approve.
He smelled sluttish in there, and he had to go deal with it.
And alongside this Stormcast that's barking out names, you see Martinez just eyeing up everyone as they stand up, walk by, and head for their lineup.
Alright, Jadal, are you gonna start us off here?
What do you mean, bothering Martinez?
Yeah.
I was joking. I don't actually have anything to bother him about.
Oh, I wanna...
You want to hurt the man? Go hurt
Alright,
the
I'll
man.
be like, Martinez, my tree friend needs to speak to you.
Huh? I'm very busy right now. Watching and supervising is.
He made
Doesn't
it
look
sound,
like you're doing anything.
Yeah, he made it sound very important.
I'm supervising it. There's a lot that goes into this.
You know, but is that for you to decide?
He puffs out his chest and he says, I was given command over this regiment, so it is up to me to decide.
Wait, someone trusted you to command something?
I happen to be a knight captain, so yes.
Martinez, are you sure you're up to the task, my dude?
Is your rank really up for you to decide?
It was provided to me by my higher-ups, so no, it wasn't.
Is him being your higher up for you to decide?
No.
That's a difficult one.
And
Okay,
do you
well,
really
Martinez,
know
we're
he's
actually
your-
gonna go do something actually meaningful, unlike what you're doing. So, bye.
He like looks at you and he says, as you're walking away, he says, "Good luck.
I'm gonna jump in and
Don't
just
get
be like,
yourselves killed."
I'm gonna jump in like, hey, you remember that escort I requested?
Coach.
He scratches his head. I'm sorry. What?
The escort, you know, the Stormcape that was in the caravan with me the first time when you brought me in as a prisoner.
Yeah. No. No, I don't.
That was part of the contract.
Do you have it written down?
Yeah.
Can I see it?
I mean, you can go check Van Breck's office.
He looks down the hallway. He's like, "You don't have a copy on you."
It's not on me. I'm sure if I go in there, I can get one.
He lets out a sigh. You want an escort for what?
I'm just bothering you.
He lets out a groan.
All right. Well, thank you
I'm
for.
very busy. While this is going on, you all like hear like a chuckle come from the table nearest you, and you just like see Commodus just stuffing his face full of food. He's just laughing. He's like, "For good, as he just eats.
Oh yeah, this guy.
Oh yeah, where's Charwin?
Isn't he also eating?
Yeah, he'd be at the table with Commodus.
Are we taking him?
I don't know. He might have a brothel to go to.
Yeah.
Charwin, are you up for this, buddy? I know you had a real experience, traumatic experience down in the sewage system.
He looks at you and says, "I'm not. I was told by." He points at Martinez that I'm supposed to show them where they need to go at the docks.
Okay.
Well, then I
that
guess
makes
this is
sense.
goodbye. Are you going to, I guess that's that, yeah.
He looks at you like, I mean, I'm gonna survive. He looks at you, he says, surely you don't believe I, the great Charwind, would get taken down by some lowly dock workers
No,
and cultists.
I have a lot of faith in the strength of your friends. I think you'll be fine.
And my friends have even more faith in my strength as he reaches for his sword, and then Martinus says, "Whoa! Whoa. We don't want to be dealing with any weapons here in the mess hall. Just those weapons." And he points down at fork and knife.
Yes, he's quite powerful. You don't want him to unsheath that thing here. It would be very bad.
The rumors say that he can cut down an entire ship with a single swing. So
I've heard those
can't
rumors.
resheath it unless it's drawn blood.
I'm gonna ask Storybook, do you think this guy has ever seen combat if he's jumping at Charwin, unsheathing his sword?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, yeah.
That's why he was assigned to bring us in.
That's why he's got the clipboard.
Exactly. Okay, sorry, real quick rules question. I just apparently spent my XP because I forgot to do that basically ever. I gained a body. Does it automatically update like the
Yeah.
buff to my combat? Okay.
Yeah, I
That's
tested
beautiful,
it
yeah.
as well.
Excellent. Okay.
It does.
Excellent.
Are you at 5 or 6 now?
I'm at 5 body.
Oh man,
I also have 3 weapon skill.
bunch of big bodies.
Yeah, strong man. Alright, well I'm ready to go to do this thing. I don't really like this sneaking stuff.
Well, you have big bodies, so you're good at it.
Yeah. I guess I just pretend to be a tree.
I'm actually the worst one at it.
How does that even work? I'll pretend to be a tree.
You blend in somehow.
All right, well, Charwin, good luck at the docks. Lord have mercy on any poor souls to come across your blade, and all that good stuff.
He nods. Yes, I pity them.
Mhm.
Pity any who come across my unsheathed might.
Yeah, sure, that. All right, we're leaving now.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you, Charwin.
Did you say good luck to me?
yeah. And then we're going to. Are we still fucking with the guy, Martinez? Or are we?
No. It's time to go.
Yeah.
I don't know why you indulge him, but alright.
Who, Charwin?
No, yes, Chowwind.
He's harmless.
I know.
He's actually been helpful,
Yeah.
surprisingly.
Everyone needs a boost now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
now
he's harmless.
now and then. That I'll agree with, but you all really lay it on thick with him.
Y'all?
It's mostly me. You don't have. I don't know. He's kind of funny. Like thinks he's a hero. He can't really do anything.
I guess.
I think he sees him like a little brother, or something like
A little bit of that, yeah.
Fair enough. Well, let's be off. Follow me.
Yep.
Yeah, step to it. I'll try to keep up.
As you're leading your group towards the council chambers, Sturdy Bark, you take notice of something odd.
Yep.
Only you. You take notice of something on the wind. It sounds like singing. Very familiar singing, actually. It seems like it's a very low drone being carried on the wind. You understand what's being whispered as like an ill omen. That something is... What you recognize this song to be is a song of warning, essentially.
Warning. Okay.
Yeah, you can tell that this is coming from the
Red Leaf?
spire. In fact, you hear amongst this song and amongst this chorus, able to separate from the low droning of the rest of it, Red Leaf's familiar voice, and it's his familiar contribution to the chorus. Amongst this sign of warning, you also hear in it, I guess I would best describe it as a dirge. Some almost dirge, a eulogy of sorts, commemorating a life lost. As you're continuing on, heading towards the council chambers, this song continues on, and while only you could hear it at first, Sturdy Bark, and while you were able to pick it apart, the rest of your group is able to slowly begin hearing this as you get closer and closer towards the spire and slowly begin to cross it, heading towards the chambers. This song gets louder and louder, and when you reach it reaches its apex in height, right as you brush up next to the spire. At which point in time you see a large conclave of these Sylvaneth at the base of it. And Sturdy Bark, you see Red Leaf amongst them. He looks like he's hurt. It looks like he's got chipped bark, and he's not the same healthy looking tree that you saw before. In his arms, he's actually holding a felled Duradin. This dark bearded man, or Duradin, with axe still gripped in his hand, covered in what looks like bile, blood, and grotesque intestines that you could only find amongst, well, plague bearers at the very least. You see lodged in Red Leaf's bark and his feet these crude looking rusted knives and swords that are just stuck in his bark, and he's giving off this song commemorating a life lost, and you all recognize this Duradin to be this familiar face you saw not too long ago, this slayer that you encountered out in the wilds, that was brought back from Red Leaf's journey out, or Red Leaf's venture out to deal with the corrupted Gnarlwood, the corrupted Garden of Nurgle, that is. Upon seeing your group, the song comes to an end, and Red Leaf takes a few lumbering steps, and he wades out in front of the rest of the conclave, and he approaches your group. And eyes look directly at you, Sturdy Bark. And he points at you and he says, "Did good." And then he points up at the spire. He says, "Must return and rest. Bury," he points down at the Duradin, "for protecting wilds." Then he...
"Oh, I'll bury him for you. You can trust me."
Leave him alone.
No, I'll give him just what he deserves.
This fucking brute.
Red Leaf looks at you, Bagoosh, and he then looks back at Sturdy Bark. And when you hold out your hand, he kind of like brings the Duradin corpse closer to him.
I walk a little bit closer to Red Leaf.
Just kind of like he kind of like moves slightly away from you.
I did slightly closer.
I'm gonna move in between the two of you and say, he was a brave warrior.
I'm gonna
What?
speak up here and ask: are you planning to bury him, or are you gonna bring him to his lodge? Because they're probably gonna want his body.
He looks at you, Shadel, and he says, "We bury," but he grabs like the axe, his Slayer axe, and he holds it out and he says, "Bring to lodge."
Understandable.
So, like, whereabouts would you bury him?
He points up at the spire.
Don't let him up in the spire again.
Do you have other things buried up there, by chance?
He nods.
I see. I see.
You know, you don't have to tell him the truth.
Bagoosh, why are you drooling so much? What the hell? What's going on?
It's been a long day. This is
Okay.
how ogres show emotion.
Got drooling.
It's like crying, really.
Got it.
All right, let's
Like,
go eat.
wipe
You
up my
can
chin a
eat
bit.
Unala or whatever. What's her name? Unala? Ulana. You can eat Ulana.
We gotta catch her first.
We should motivate him. So he's hungry. He wants to get her.
I'm food motivated. I'm like a cat.
Yes.
He
Okay, I think that's me. I'll be back in.
This is fine then. He looks at your group. Redleaf looks at your group and he just motions to hand down the axe. He looks at Sturdy Bark and he gives a nod. And then you hear him say in a very low tone, or rather sing in a very low tone. And then he turns around and walks back towards the spire. Sturdy Bark, if he were here, would interpret that as a like a blessing of good luck, and to like be safe. It's very clear to Sturdy Bark in this, from the songs that he's hearing and from all this, that they're very clearly Redleaf is understanding on what's befouling the city here after seeing what he did outside of the city walls. The rest of you, while this is going on, you see carriages, even some chariots, storming out from the direction of the storm fort, heading towards the harbor. And if anything, this will be taken as your cue, as things are about to go down at the harbor.
Yes, sir.
And we better move before the council gets notice.
Let's rock.
So I assume, Joe, you continue leading them.
Yep, fast ways that the big people can fit in.
Sure, and you manage to get there with no real effort. Guiding everyone through the streets. It seems like it's right time of the day where there's not really much traffic. And you're able to get there shortly thereafter, or after you see the Stormcast start mobilizing towards the harbor. And you're greeted with a very familiar sight. You're greeted with various elven guards standing outside this council chamber. And, well, very few people seeming to approach the chambers. It seems like the guards are keeping many a people away. What do you do?
We think maybe Thystra has ordered them to keep people out?
perhaps. Frank,
Maybe that means we have the queue to go in.
Are there any angles where one could arrive at this building where there wouldn't be guards, even if you had to go over a wall, or it's like, no, the entire place
so
is
you
covered?
would, being familiar with it, yeah, you could scale like the palisade, like the low palisade, the low walls. There would be places that you could do that without having guards see you, or to be out of view of the guards. But to do that, you'd have to do that stealthily, obviously.
Sure.
But yes, you could scale the walls without having to draw much attention to yourself anyway.
I mean, Shadel, you can talk to them if you want, but I think we'd rather element of surprise if,
I don't know if we can do it. You might be able to do that. I don't know. Do we have the capability to sneak like that outside of you?
I have some faith in you all. I mean, I have a grappling hook to help some of you get over, and go from there. Worst case, we get caught, and do what we do best.
Okay.
Okay.
Ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, do you think it would be better for you to sneak in and then rendezvous inside? Do you think that would be
And then
advantageous?
how would you arrive inside if I'm the only one in?
I mean, we'll see if the guards will let us in. If they don't, we'll force our way in.
Oh, well, if they'll let us in, then I'll just join you that way.
I guess we can just ask, and then if they say no, we can back off and try your way.
Sure. As long as we're not
Why
worried
not?
about them sort of alerting Corey.
I don't think they're under Alana's command.
Bagoosh, if this conversation goes poorly, it might be snack time. Just be prepared.
Ooh.
They're gonna be crunchy. I think they're wearing some heavy armor.
Oh, thank God.
Alright, well, let's go have a chat then.
Yeah. I guess we stroll up to the guards.
Yeah, wherever there's fewest guards at, like, an entryway.
Sure. So you spawn an entryway with only 2 guards. Narrow entry.
Just,
Stride on up.
yeah, confidently stride on up and go to walk past them. Just serious look
Yeah,
on
we
their
belong
face.
here.
As you go to walk past them, one of them holds up their hands like, "Whoa, what do you think you're doing?
We
Where
have
do you think you're
important
going?
business. We have to.
You're what?
We have very
We've got
important
an audience
business.
with the council.
Sorry, no can do.
And who the fuck are you?
Whoa!
He taken aback. He says, "I'm on explicit orders from the count.
From who?
Councilwoman Thystra has told us that we are supposed to lock down this facility to make sure that no other council members get kidnapped."
Player question for Thystra is the one we just talked to, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
she's the one.
And did she give you any other orders, or you're not paying attention?
Well, we are supposed to make sure no other council members get kidnapped after the vile kidnapping of Councilman Kominos. So we were told explicitly that only councilors and invited guests were allowed in.
Right, and do you have a list of invited guests?
He says, "Of course we do," and he kind of like backhands the other guy. He's like, "Show him the list." And the guy,
Because
the
I'm
other
Joe
guy just-
Lenarin.
the other guy just kind of like says, "I will have to go get the list."
God. Alright, well, we better get the list quickly before he gets hungry, and I'm gonna point to Bagoosh.
That guy says, "Yeah, right quick, hold on." And he walks away. The other guard, standing here in front of you, after you threatened him with Bagoosh.
Yep.
Feel uncomfortable?
After a couple seconds, like a minute goes by, he looks at you and says, So what were your names again?
I'm Joe Lenarin. This is Shadell, Sturdybach, Bagoosh, and Laura Scrimborn.
And what business did you have here? It's at
We're
this point in time.
agents for your boss.
It's at this point in time. Any of you can give me a guile. Bagoosh, you can give me an intimidation if you want.
But what if I want guile?
What is the difficulty?
The difficulty if you're doing guile is going to be a
6-2.
It's not going to be a 6-2.
He had no chance.
You have a fucking ogre bearing down on this guy. It's going to be like a 4-2. If you're doing Bagoosh, if you are doing intimidate, I will give you an extra die for this one. You need to give me a 3-2.
Alright, so you said 4-2.
4-2 if
Guile,
you're using
yeah.
guile. If you're Bagoosh and intimidating him, you give me an intimidation 3-2, but you may roll an extra die.
So I succeeded with my focus.
Okay. So you are after saying your names and with Bagoosh salivating, let's say, at the prospect of getting fresh food. The guard looks at you, Joe, and kind of goes down the line, head bobbing up and down as he goes across all your heads. Gets to Bagoosh, looks back at you, Joe, looks back at Bagoosh, looks back at you, Joe, and then he says, who'd you say you worked for again?
Today, Thystra.
Who'd you work for yesterday? As he looks at Bagoosh.
Council.
He backs up a little bit. Says, I think you've jogged my memory a bit, as he takes another step back. Yeah, I believe I remember seeing you all here. What was it, like a week ago?
That's about right.
Yeah. I remember that. Yes, of course. How's about you keep this between us, right? You don't have to say anything about what happened. Go on through.
All right, we're going.
If we
Rush
find
on
out
by.
the other guard went to go warn guards, we'll come back for you.
He looks at you like, why would they go warn the guards?
I don't know.
We
I
are
thought
the
maybe
guard.
I thought you might have told him to go do so.
Nonsense. No. I swear to you he was going to go get the list, I'm sure.
I mean, he said he would take him a second, and it's been like 2 minutes,
He probably lost it.
I'm already out of here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna go.
Okay. As you're walking into the council chambers, familiar layout as from what you experienced before, obviously. Courtyard that circles the tower, various doors, so on and so forth. You see various what looks like black scale coil guards, or rather, similar guards to who were guarding the entrance gates. And you actually can hear some of them bantering amongst themselves. One thing of note that you hear amongst them as they're walking about that one of them mentions you hear one of them say, "Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be a full council chamber meeting, but Kamenos was kidnapped. We haven't seen him in days, and Ulana was the only one that I saw come in earlier, and I haven't even seen the boss." And then you hear a female guard say, "Well, I'm sure Tystra's got pressing matters to attend to, and after all, I'm sure that imbecile Kravich is just oversleeping or something. And after all, he's playing he's close to his post-mortem," and they chuckle a bit upon saying that. Right about when you're able to hear all this, the guards kind of turn and give a look at your group as you go walking by. They don't really accost you or stop you. They just kind of like give you like a look, almost like, are they supposed to be here?
I'll just give a nod and move fast.
They kind of follow you, like their heads follow you in, or follow you as you approach one of the doors to the chambers.
I'm gonna start preparing my mortar.
Okay.
So I think we'd want to try to get... So like I know how to get to like the upstairs office-y areas. I think we would try to get to either one of those like staircases that lead up there.
Okay.
Ooh,
But
I
do we
like
not think
this.
they're gonna... Oh.
Say again? That was Krishna.
Oh, okay. He went to the house.
Yeah.
Okay. So, are we at the door that opens into like the atrium area, and then they're on the like balcony, essentially? Is that what we're about to enter into, or are you talking
So
about?
you're entering on the ground floor currently.
Okay. Okay, so we don't want to just burst in there. We want to let you sneak up there.
Is Joe going to do this alone?
Oh no, I want to have the squad come with me up the stairs if possible.
Joe, do you think we can all sneak as well as you?
Well, it's probably going to be guarded, so we'll have to at least just talk our way past one person, then we can just come up behind. We'll say that we're supposed to be investigating Krell's office. We'll hold up the 2 amulets that we have and go from there.
Well, what if Ulana is in the chamber?
Then we'll be coming in through her entrance, and an easy approach. She's not going to be expecting someone from there.
Okay, I guess I'm confused with the layout. Like,
here's what I'm going to show you.
I thought the stairs to get up there were in.
Here's what I'm going to show you. The entrances that you will be coming in on currently are here, at the very bottom. There are 2 doors, left and right. The middle is the circular chamber. Do yourself a solid and ignore these 2 steps here. Only this step here is the entrance, or will lead you down into like the amphitheater area. The counselors, as you know it, sit up here, right around this top ring on the northern half of this amphitheater. The offices that the hallway that you are familiar with, Joe, is the obvious hallway around here. You do know, having been in one of the counselors' offices, that each of them has a window, or at least the office that you broke into has a window.
I think I've been in 3 offices.
All of them have windows.
Okay.
This is a little different than I imagined, but this makes sense still.
Well, this was what I was thinking it was like, so I didn't think we had a way to get up without going through.
Yeah, no, I thought it was like there's a full circle like this, and then I thought the offices were like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or whatever. But now I understand. Well, I mean, if you want to go in just pretending to have news, I could come up behind her and through the window and try to kick off a confrontation. It is kind of my
I
specialty.
guess technically Lana should think we're still agents of hers, right?
Or I can just hide in sturdy box branches and take the first shot from there.
Let's do the first one.
Let's do the first one. I think that would work better.
Alright.
I don't know if she'd fall for the latter.
See you soon. I'm gonna disappear.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna put up my mortar.
I'm gonna ask Taewon to come with me so he can run off and warn them if I fall into trouble. I'm gonna ask him if he's comfortable doing that.
Taewon is happy upon hearing this.
Big trust in my boy.
He is happy. He like climbs down off sturdy bark and then he climbs up on your shoulders.
I'll just like find his hand, give it a tiny little squeeze, and then rush off.
He's kind of heavy.
Love it. I mean, that's why be strong if not to carry Taewon? That's why I up my body.
Big shoulders, broad shoulders for Taewon.
Yep.
You need a strong back to carry that, lad, both in combat and out.
How much is a skink? Like 50 or 60 pounds?
Yeah. They're made of stars sometimes.
Oh.
They're not like real sometimes. Taewon's real. Okay. So reiterate the plan for me one more time, so I know where I'm going to be asking you for roles.
I think the rest of us are going into the council chamber, and we're going to entreat Ulana if she's there. We'll discuss discuss with her contents of our investigation, since she still thinks we're under contract, probably, hopefully. And then Joe's gonna sneak upstairs and try to get behind her.
And either attack her or her guards.
Got it. So the four of you. Let's go like this. Having been in the building before, Joe, and having some cursory knowledge of where the windows are, where the offices are, just from your memory of the layout, you know that you wouldn't be able to get to them from the front entrance. You would have to scale the outer or the outer walls.
I have a grappling hook.
With that, you all approach this door. Those guards that were eyeing you up, no longer eyeing you up. They kind of they sensed your confidence and they saw your clipboard and your hard hat and they just let you on through. The four of you. You're faced with this door in front of you, and Joe, you're also standing in front of it. Is there anything else you want to do before you walk through this door? And separate the party. Let's say that too.
No, I don't. I mean, I don't know if that was to everyone. I don't
No.
have any.
Okay.
Second idea. Hold on. So, the middle area is a zone, right?
Yes. Let me.
Is it a separate zone from the stairs that we're
Let
coming
me
in?
draw lines for the zone so that you can see it, so that you can tell. I want this color to be red.
While he's drawing, here's my idea, okay? So we still have those gas masks, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so before you go in there, I gas up the place, and then you kind of have cover.
How are you going to know
gee.
when I'm ready? Should I send Taewon through?
Well, you'll be with us, and then I'll.
Oh, rather than spilling the potty.
Yeah, and then
Sure.
you can go in, and hopefully she's incapacitated. But if she's not in here, then you have pretty much clearance to go upstairs.
That works for me. Can I hide in Sturdy Bark's branches?
Yes, but I'm gonna.
I have Vanish, so like technically I can hide anywhere, but
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking you can. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. So those are your zones.
Oh,
The red lines separate them. Note there are 2 red lines up here. Each hallway is its own separate zone.
Okay.
So
That's
middle,
not gonna
the
work.
middle is 1, 2, and then okay.
Okay, we wouldn't be able to do it from the door then. It doesn't go that far.
you said upstairs.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a medium range, so only go 1 zone from where we are. So, in that case, I guess we go to the original one where we go in and
I
see
guess
if we can talk to Elaine.
technically, by this logic,
Oh, is it divided?
by this logic, it should also be divided in the center.
Okay. The top part is divided in the center, or both
No,
parts?
just this, like cross in the middle. The top part, this here, 5 is 1 zone. It's like this weird T.
So
or
3 and
upside down
4
T.
are a single zone. I should delete one of those.
No, they're separate zones. So the center circle is going to be 4 zones. It's going to be whatever 1, 2, 3.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. So we have 7, so we should have an 8th zone in the middle here.
Alright, then I guess we're gonna go in, and then you go in behind us and try to sneak up to zone 6 or 7 or whatever. So I can't use the gas from here.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough sneak if they're just looking directly at us. Unless I'm misunderstanding how you're
Well,
gonna
I'm
sneak,
hoping
Joe.
we go in first, and the really big bodies kind of block, vision or something like that. We do have some really large people.
There's an 8 in there. Oh god.
There is a tiny little 8.
I got rid of it. Okay. So just tell me again what exactly you're doing. You're going to hide in Sturdy Bark's branches?
I think the plan is hide in Sturdy Bark's branches and then either just start brawling, or if she's missing, leap off because he's so tall up onto like the upper areas and then book it to one of the doors and start trying to get into an office.
Okay.
Is that what you're thinking, Shade?
That works. Better than what I was thinking.
Okay, cool. Alright. So Joe, I'm gonna put you back over here. I'm gonna put you kind of off board because we'll say that you're hiding then. Yeah, so you should all have control of your tokens. So in front of
Okay.
you, once you walk in through this front door, it's picture almost like an airlock. You have a door, and then you have another door in front of you. And then you have another door before entering the council chambers. So you could all effectively move into one without like actually entering the chambers proper. So yeah, go ahead and proceed. We're not on initiative yet.
Who is doing the talking?
I think I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
I've
guess
got bow and
just
arrow in hand,
walk
ready to
in.
fire.
I
Gonna saunter right in.
kind of love how it's Shadel doing the talking for this.
I mean,
I'm supposed to be a talker, but I'm hiding.
So,
back.
Krishna, you're just in time.
Excellent.
So you enter the council chambers. It's pretty dim lighting in here. It smells really bad, actually. Shadel, you can smell this. Basically, once you hit 1, you just like, oh, there is a dank smell coming from this chamber. It does not smell like it used to. And as you walk through this door, you see kind of like a shadow almost, like reclining on a chair up on 6. And as you walk in, it kind of hard to make him out initially, but then you hear this pompous voice, and then you hear, like, followed by, like, stumbling, and you hear the following. You hear, oh shit! Oh, I wasn't expecting to see any of you again. Honestly, I thought that Urlana was going to be able to. She told me to expect the councilmen here and the councilors to be coming in and to take them, but seeing he goes 1, 2, counts the 4 of you. I could have sworn there was more. The 4 of you again is just not something I ever anticipated to happen.
Is this
And
Captain Caltus?
yeah,
Oh my
up
God.
top,
Are you serious?
this guy comes walking into frame. He comes walking in, like, into the light, and you see this familiar, pompous-looking face. So I find it funny that Shadel who's leading the talking here. And he kind of, like, bends down a bit, and he, like, rests his elbow on his knee, and he says, "All right, well, let's."
Wait, who's this?
The captain of the
captain of
Blackfin.
Serial cultist.
Oh my.
And he rests his elbow on his knee, and he just, like, leans down. He says, "So, what? Who did you all just, like, bumble into this? Who are you?"
Frank, is anyone else in the chamber?
You don't see anyone.
I
Where? Oh,
shoot
okay.
him.
Wait.
No convos? Okay, sounds good.
Entreat me, Captain.
I wholeheartedly endorse this course of action.
Like, I don't think there's a world where Joe, upon hearing he's, like, not going to monologue and give us info, is just going to shoot him in the mouth.
Okay. Now is when we'll start rolling initiative, or we'll start with initiative. Then, if you're gonna go straight into it, then sure.
Do I get a shot to start, or we get straight initiative?
You will get a shot to start.
He doesn't know where I am, so his defense is 0.
No, he explicitly doesn't know where.
Yeah.
He counted you out.
So before I roll this, I have a question for Squad. Do we want to pop a Soulfire to make it max damage, which is doubled because of my backstab?
Yeah, just blast him.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea.
I don't even
Now,
care what his explanation is. I just want him dead.
What if he's
Now,
just...
he
Go ahead.
doesn't get a defense, right?
Correct.
His defense is 0, right? It's not even good, great, or anything. It's just he's treated as not having defense.
It's
correct?
poor. It's poor. It's marked as auto poor. Yeah. But yeah. So
Can you do me one solid?
Yeah.
Just one. I need you to link it for me. I just need you to link it just so I know the wording.
Yeah, I have it in my notes. Let me snag it. Wait, I get my talents too. So I've got.
They're not rolling. They're just putting it in.
Backstab.
I didn't know.
You're going to strike swiftly and quietly. You make an attack with a subtle weapon, and the target is unaware of you. The attack deals double damage and ignores armor.
And then stealth. Oh, here's hide. Oh, maybe this isn't actually. 146 is the benefits of being hidden. So that's how you hide, and then 146 is when you hide. There it is. As soon as I say that, thing goes white. Though some consider it less than honorable, attacking an unaware enemy can often result in a quick and brutal end. When you attack an enemy who's unaware of your presence, their defense is considered poor. After you attack and reveal yourself, the opponent's defense returns to normal. So he might have something that counters that.
It's considered poor.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, you can take your shot. You're gonna have to move yourself onto the board proper after you take this, though.
Yeah. So I have a pool of 6, and then the damage is +1. So it would be 14 damage, ignoring armor.
Hold on. You counted as poor?
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to count as one step higher than that.
Oh dang. Okay. So that would just change the difficulty, but it wouldn't matter because we're using Soul Fire to maximize our successes.
Yep.
So 14 damage, ignoring armor.
Okay. So as he starts to begin his monologue, Joe, you don't give him a minute, and you just let loose an arrow, and it feels as if you've empowered this with the combined might of your soul bond here. And you just loose this arrow on him, and while he's taken by surprise at first, he almost right before it hits him, he realizes what's happening, and you see him reach with deft speed towards his cloak, and he just whirls it around to try and catch the arrow. While he is able to block the arrow with his cloak, you hear this loud, ah! As this arrow hits him with a thud. And you hear him just shout, "You're not playing fair! You're supposed to let me finish!" And he just kind of tosses his cloak aside, and you see this large wound, this arrow just sticking out of his shoulder. As he's taken your damage. It was 14 again?
Yeah, because it's 6 pool +1, so 7.
Ignoring armor.
Yep.
Very good. Okay.
I'm actually shocked he's not dead.
Boss character. You guys can start your initiative. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me play the music.
Damn.
Well, considering, presumably if he did take 14 damage, I'm glad we did that, because he's probably a beefy boy.
Is he just alone?
He is all you currently see.
Oh.
Could be Invisos.
Oh, God. Am I about to just
once
take
again, there is
fire?
a extremely, extremely pungent aroma around you.
Do I have any idea what that smell is?
You all
Familiar scent?
are familiar with this smell. In fact, you're
Something like we smelt in the forest? Inside the
and
demon tree?
in the sewers.
Okay.
Very familiar smell to both of those.
Okay, so it could be... Alright, well... Are we in Zone 2 or are we in Zone 3?
I'm actually going to have to ask you to choose which one you want to be in.
I'll take the doser.
I don't think you can technically straddle two.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll go in 2.
Yeah, you'll have to start in either 2 or 3.
Now can I shoot to 5?
You can shoot to 5, yes. So
Okay.
diagonals will count as 1 space.
Okay. Alright, well,
But he is in 6.
he is in
noting.
6. But... I feel like we can't see... Is it like a fog?
It's
This
very
one?
dim lighting. You can
Very
probably
dim lighting.
see, in all honesty. You and Loris can probably see. So let's... You don't see really anything around you. You really just are focused on this man up here. Nothing's behind you. Nothing's in the rafters above you. You don't really hear anything or see any other, I guess, enemy or anything of note. It's really just this one guy.
Got it.
And the witch vision isn't picking up anything. Or witch side, sorry.
I guess your witch sight. I guess, yeah, Loris's witch sight and your effective witch sight. You pick up, like... I guess it's like a familiar-looking, greenish, like, haze about the room. Normally, like, those of you who don't have witch sight, you wouldn't really see any of this, but there's this, like, familiar greenish haze.
Okay.
To those of you with it.
Alright, so I don't see anyone hiding anywhere. So I'm gonna move up to Zone 4. And I'm going to fire at Captain with my pistol. Which... I think I just roll ballistic skill? Is that what I do? I can't actually remember.
Yep. So, you do
I
your...
am, great.
He is also great.
Okay, so I need a 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do I have any bonuses? I don't think I do. No. Alright. And I have 3 focus points. So I'm actually going to use 2 of them on one of the 4s to make it a 6.
Okay.
So it will rend him once.
You're gonna rend his armor?
Yeah.
Okay.
So -1 armor and 3 damage.
3 damage? Sounds good.
Yep. And then I'm going to use my metal to do the same thing again.
Alright.
Okay. And I'll use my last focus point to get 4 successes since I can't get anything to 6. And so that's 5 damage.
5 damage? Alright.
Yep.
Sure. So you fire at him. He, once again, as soon as he sees you reach for your weapon, he kind of like grabs his cloak and he pulls it in front of him, keeping his like eyes on you over the top. Picture like Dracula pulling his cloak around, and he keeps his eye on you and tries to like take the shots to his cloak primarily. as you see your shots connect, you see the scales on his cloak start to turn a different color. They're originally red, but as they take these shots, you see them turn to a bright blue. Same goes for where Joe managed to hit him with the arrow. It just turns into a bright blue. Upon seeing this, Taiwan, Taiwan's still on Sturdy Bark, right? You don't have him, Joe?
Yeah.
Correct.
Taiwan, rustles your branches, Sturdy Bark, and then he points up to him. He makes himself visible, he points up to him, and he says, Carnosaur! Carnosaur!
Carnosaur.
What?
As he points at the cloak.
Okay. Frank, I have my scale on a necklace, right?
Yes.
And I'm gonna point to it and say, Carnosaur? To Taiwan.
Taiwan nods.
Huh?
He's wearing a cloak made of those scales, I'm guessing?
Hmm.
Or leather or something?
Taiwan nods.
So the captain was competent.
Is he wearing a cloak made out of...
Ferociously nodding.
Oh, that's not good at all.
Hmm.
I like what you said there, Joe. The captain was competent.
Well, we thought he was the I forgot his name already. Edgelord.
Charwind.
Charwin?
Yeah, I thought he was Charwin, but truly only Charwin was Charwin.
Man, that would have been one hell of a disguise.
Oh, I mean, in terms of like competence levels, like I thought the captain was
Oh,
just like a bumbling
yeah.
fool.
Say he treated a Leviathan. I guess it wasn't lying.
Okay.
It's your turn.
Okay. So Frank, remind me how movement works again. I've started in 3. I can
Yes.
move one zone in my turn.
And you use a metal to move another.
Okay. So if I go to zone 5, this guy's in 6, correct?
Yes. You'll have to climb.
How high is this council chamber?
You would be able to, grab the top of it from where you're standing. Or you'd be able to grab, the ledge to hoist yourself up. I'm still gonna probably require a check with that, though, considering how we're in combat.
Sure. Okay. I will. Yep. I'm gonna try and get up here.
You can also, I think, try to just go from 3 to 8 and 8 to 6, but there might be shit in the hallway.
Would that not require climbing, Frank?
But there might be shit in
it's
there.
enough of a slope, let's say, off the
Okay, I
the
will
edge
attempt to go
area.
3, 8, 6. If something could cost me an 8, tell me.
Yeah, something's gonna cost you an 8.
Okay.
So as you round the bend up 8, you see this plague bearer appear in front of you. So you're right about here, actually, because it's like a hallway around. You see this plague bearer that's just kind of like laying in the hallway, and upon seeing you, it just kind of burps and stands up, and it looks at you, and it hoists out this rusty knife, this rusty sword. It looks very familiar to what stabbed Redleaf. And it just looks at you, points the sword, and starts to gurgle. I will add him to initiative. So you've got this plague bearer in front of you.
Sure. Are these the things that have the swarm rules?
No, those are Nurglings.
Got it. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna lay into this dude.
Okay.
What is his defense?
He's average.
Okay, well, I'm great.
Okay.
So is that 6s or 5s?
Other way. I
Oh,
think.
sorry, that's 2s?
So you're gonna be... Yeah, you're great. He's average. It's gonna be 2s.
Okay. I will attack this man. 2. Okay.
Man is
Everything
dead.
hits.
Oh, holy shit!
Okay, so this guy just like evaporates, right? Like you come in swinging with a purpose and just take this guy down, and he just goes. As you strike him down, he just lets out this wretched cry.
Uh-oh.
And as he lets out this cry, you hear clamoring from up around the bend up in front of you. And then you see come into frame or come into view this other plague bearer that just starts kind of hobbling his way and like almost like falling his way down these steps. And he gets to about here before seeing you. Now, it's all in the same zone, remember? So, you still can attack this man.
Oh yes, I would
right?
like to spend a medal and attack this man as well.
Worth noting, because I know you have clear. As this guy comes down the stairs, you see behind him just a bunch more like greenish yellow eyes that start like opening behind him as just more plague bearers just rear their heads behind him. And you at first make out one, and then hold on, I have to move him over. Make out one, and then I'm on the wrong layer. Rip. Another, as they just kind of, well, they're like swarming the hall, essentially.
Okay. Well,
So yeah, you've got like 4 plague bearers in front of you.
that's I'm gonna let out a battle roar, a battle song, and attack again with Cleave.
Alright.
It was that moment I remembered you're the bard in the party.
Yes.
Yep. So only 1 Cleave, but that's gonna be 7 successes because I will bump one of them up to a 2.
Okay. So you break into this stride after striking down this first plague bearer, and you just take a nice step and just swing your great scythe in, and you just cut down another 2. And they just fall to the ground in the similar fashion as the first.
Okay. And I think that's gonna be my turn. I am done.
Alright, he gets to go. Captain Kalthus, he puts his cloak down and he assumes a duelist stance as he takes out his rapier and has a pistol in his offhand, and he proceeds to yield the high ground and jump down into Zone 4.
Oh boy.
Wait, I'm over here. Come back.
He does look like he's fairly off balance. It doesn't help that he very clearly has... You've dealt a number to him. But he just definitely falls, and then almost like smooth as butter, just slides his way on up to you, Shadel, just in what almost seems like the single stride. And with his rapier, he just comes in for a strike against you. What is your defense?
Average.
He is good.
Alright.
So he needs 3s.
3s. He's gonna fucking wreck me.
Maybe. Probably, according
Probably.
to... Do you have any resistance to any type of damage? Like slashing, piercing, etc.?
I have 1 armor.
That's good. We like that. He hits you twice. Okay, so he gets... Yes. Okay. So he's going to deal 4 damage to you. as he just kind of slashes then stabs at you with the rapier. And then he wheels his pistol around to take a shot over at Loris in Zone 2.
Blah. Do you need my...
I do.
great.
You're great.
I'm great defense.
He needs 4s.
Great on great.
He doesn't get a single one.
What the hell
So
is that gun?
He goes to stab at you, Shadel, and as I said, he swings his pistol around, he just fires off towards Loris. And this is it's almost like this is less of a pistol, more of a hand cannon. As when he fires the shot, it makes a extremely loud sound that just reverberates through the chambers. Upon this sound reverberating through the chambers, you all collectively hear a bunch of screeching. Sturdy Bark, seeing as how you're in the hallway, or seeing as how you're in 8,
Yep.
You notice two sets of green eyes that just appear on the ceiling above the plague bearers in front of you. And you're able to make out these two gutter runners that are just crawling on the ceiling, screaming as they hear this gunfire, or this gunshot go off.
Oh, okay.
Then they take notice of you, and then, well, all eyes on you in this situation. They refocus and center themselves to look directly in your way. And I will add them to initiative.
Sorry, they're attacking me?
I'm gonna add them to initiative. They likely will.
I have a feeling there's some coming from the left as well.
All I can do is hold this door.
I might die.
You're in a dangerous... Well, the rest of our party's gonna move soon.
Joe, your go.
So this cloak of his, do I think it could be used against close range attacks as well, or this is just a anti-ranged thing? Or
you
no
have an
idea?
expert in your party.
I mean, Blizzard?
Taewon?
He looks at you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll ask Taewon quickly. Taewon, is that cloak any good at close range?
Carnosaur strong!
Alright, that's what I needed to know. How is this guy's cloak affixed to him?
It is essentially, it's like a half cape. It's like strapped to one of his shoulder pads.
Oh, so you'd have to like remove the shoulder pad and then like remove
Yes.
the cloak. Okay, I'm not doing that. I think I'm just gonna shoot this guy twice. Or can I like hide behind these stairs? Actually, fuck, I'm gonna shoot him twice. That's the best thing.
Okay.
So first shot is I'm a good. What's his defense?
Good. think.
His defense
was it
is great.
Okay, so
So
that's.
you need 5s
I need
if you're one off.
Fives.
I'm gonna spend my metal to double my training to give myself 2 additional dice.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna add, I think, 2 to this, and that's 2 extra dice,
Yes.
and then, wow, it's a lot of ones. I'll spend my
Not good.
focus to bump my 4 to a 5. That's 2 successes, so 3 damage.
Okay.
I don't remember what piercing does.
He does have rended armor, so any damage that you do, it's not at like a minus or anything. The rending armor on that gun is very good.
Very good.
Certainly.
That's not as he. Did you just tell us he only had 1 armor?
What?
A Ren just removes 1 point every time
Yeah.
I get a 6. So he
Right,
now
but-
has no armor.
No, Goldie. I think it's more like Goldie
I'm just
only
I'm,
have
I'm,
one
s-
success.
I'm saying that like the rend is good. Like getting rid of
Oh,
armor
I'm
is a good
sorry.
thing. Yeah.
I thought you just said he no longer reduced the damage. I'm sorry.
And
No.
then I will move into zone 5. I mean, is this zone darker than this zone? Like, does it actually? Like,
Yes, it is.
Okay, I'll stay in zone 3. I'm done.
You don't take another shot?
I spent my metal to boost my training.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Got our runners.
Excellent.
Here they come.
That's okay.
You'll be okay.
Yeah.
Likely.
Got the cleave boy with people funneling in. This is.
Yeah, I'm having a good time. I hope you all are going to be okay.
I also like that
I'm
you're at the
good.
corner, just big WoW style.
I was thinking originally maybe I should just shoot a mortar into the side halls. I should have done that.
Might have been a good idea.
God, I should have done that.
At least your healer moves after them.
So you all hear a screech as these gutter runners just come. Well, Sturdy Park, you see these two gutter runners just come leaping over the plague bearers in front of them and then run across the walls to get to you.
Okay.
As they just try and lunge their warp stone into you. Shadel, you hear from your left a similar screeching as you're able to just take a glimpse of these two gutter runners also leaping out from this hallway. One leaping towards you and the other leaping towards Loris. I'm going to do Sturdy Bark first.
Okay. So you need my defense?
Yes, I do.
It is great.
Great, okay. They would need 5. They need 5. Okay, they get 2 and they have +1, so they will always do at least 1 damage to you, so they deal 3 damage to you.
Okay,
That
they
one
deal 0.
Okay. This one will deal 2, so he does 0.
Iron bark.
The iron bark is very good. They also... Actually, they can't even hurt you. Yeah.
Can
This
they
one
like
over...
team up to boost each other or
They
something?
realize... No, they don't get that, sadly. They're solo assassins. Certain Bark, you also see them just kind of, like, lash around with their tails. Each tail has a little knife just, like,
Okay.
that it's grabbing, and they try and, like, stab you with it. But
Okay.
they suck, and they cannot breach your iron hide.
Is this a good time to tell you that Bulwark is going to move me 1 stage up next turn?
Oh, they'll never be able to hit you.
Yeah, they'll pretty much never hit you, yeah.
Shade, what's your defense? They don't hit you!
I'm sitting here going, should I spend 2 XP to boost it from...
Nah, they don't hit you. They wouldn't even hit you anyway.
Me?
But
They'll hit
look
me.
at the roll. Look at the roll.
They rolled a 2.
Oh, that roll is... Okay, well, yeah,
That's for you,
it's
yeah, that's for you.
average.
Yeah, because they wouldn't hit you even with it.
They
But what
might
is your
have.
defense for the next roll? 'Cause he does loop around and try and stab you with this knife.
It's average.
Average? Okay.
Yeah.
They need 3s. He gets 1.
I have 1 armor.
Okay, yeah. So the first hit would deal 1 to you. You've got 1 armor, so it doesn't do anything. The second one will deal 2 damage to you. So you have 1
Okay.
armor. So
Alright.
the knife is not poisoned. So you're good. You don't have to
So I
take
took-
a test or anything.
Did I take 1 damage?
You took 1.
Nice. That was lucky.
Loris, they are great.
I am great, yeah.
They need 4s. They get 5, 4, 5 plus 1, so that's 4 damage.
Okay, I have 3 armor?
So you take
I have 4
1.
armor.
You have
I have 4
4
armor.
armor.
So you take nothing.
Yep.
This guy goes to try and knife you, and he doesn't.
Not possible to do
Bagoosh.
damage.
It's literally impossible for this gutter runner to do
He's like,
that.
oh.
He's going to stab me.
They're just supposed to deal 1 damage with their warp stone or try and poison you.
Bagoosh, do something!
You know what? Yes, I will kill this one first.
Remove his head.
Uh, 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 um, a bonsai.
Bonsai.
Where the fuck is my weapon? There it is.
Nani?
Nani? Very good, Alex.
What is my DN?
He's great.
He's great. Or I'm sorry, these guys are good.
Oh, they're good. Well, I'm great. So
Okay.
That's what I meant.
Hey, he's dead. Don't even need to see the rest of that.
I will spend a medal to and I will hit the other one.
Getting the kebab going.
Yeah, yes, I'm just gonna start piling them up on my flamberge. It's like
the kebabs.
it's a useful mid-fight snack.
Okay, yeah, you hit even harder this time, so I'm guessing it's dead.
Loris!
Frank, if I put my ear up to this door, do I hear noises on the other side?
Yes.
Okay, I'm moving in.
Want to take a guess what you say?
Is
Light
it
bearers.
is it a globule man with a rusty knife in his hand?
Yeah.
Okay,
Look at us, just holding the
I
chokes.
know, and I'll swing.
Shing, shing, go ahead.
What is their thingy? Defense.
Oh,
Average.
they are average.
And I
They're
am
fodder.
great, so I need 2s.
Mm-hmm.
You need to, yep.
I will spend. How much did you hit that one for? Where you one tapped him, Krishna?
Like 8 or something.
Okay, I'll change 1 and change it 1 to a 2, so it's 6 successes.
Okay.
Well, you also had 2. Oh no, they're not restrained on mine.
They're not restrained, yeah.
This man evaporates as you just hook him.
Okay, and then I'll metal attack the second one. And I have 1 more focus point, so it becomes 7 successes.
Man.
And I will stomp, and my turn right there.
Okay, there you go. These plague bearers. I'm gonna do the ones on you first. Loris.
I have great.
Can they do
Well.
damage?
They can do damage. They actually can. You have how much armor? 4?
4.
And you were great?
I am great.
Okay. So you don't take any damage from this one. However, I do need you to take a body fortitude of 4-2 for me.
Where am I? Fortitude, DN what?
4-2.
Oof.
No.
You are poisoned until the end of your next turn.
What does that mean?
Let me pull it up for you. I'm just going to do the damage on Sturdy Bark first, so we can keep the train moving. Sturdy Bark, here you go.
Sir.
This doesn't hurt you.
Poison, it reduces your dice pool by 1 for all
Yes.
tests.
Got it. Yeah, it doesn't hurt me because I'm great.
Give me a body fortitude 4-2.
Target DN is
4.
2. Oh, 4. Okay, yeah. I succeed.
You have how much armor? 4?
3.
This one will hit you then.
DS plus? Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So I'll
So
take
this will
1
deal
damage.
1. You can't take another poison.
If I
test
pass,
this
I don't need to
turn.
make it
Yep.
again?
You don't have to make it again this turn.
Okay, cool.
So he deals 1.
Got it.
Shade L, your go.
Okay, I'm going to run away.
Sorry, real
No.
quick. We were full HP, right, at the start of this?
Yes, you're full.
Okay.
I assume as such, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I missed it.
gonna run into zone 2 and shoot my pistol at this guy again.
Okay.
Because
Give me.
not much else I can do without hitting my friends. So he was great, right?
Yes.
Okay, so 4. I got 2 6s. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna let the 2 6s roll. So I hit him for 2. I mean, sorry, 3, and I rend him twice.
Okay. You hit him for 3, you said?
Yeah, it's 1 plus success.
Okay. As you shoot him, more of this cloak is turning a brighter blue as he tries to block more shots with it. As your second shot lands on him, you hear him make like a very firm like grunt, like a which he didn't make for any of your prior shots outside of Joe's first, anyway. Another shot, or you're good?
Yeah, I'm gonna make another shot. I wasn't sure if it was gonna be like a transformation or something. I don't know.
Oh no. He's just a guy.
Just a guy? Okay, so I'm going to use 2 of these to get another 6, and then that's it. Yeah, so 2 successes again, one's a 6, I'll rend him once.
Okay.
So 3 damage.
Alright. He takes us on the chin again. Cloak turning a brighter blue. Story Bark.
Yeah, so
Gotta kill him,
my
man.
defense goes up a stage because of Bulwark.
Yep.
Frank, did I have something I could do with the scale? Remind me. I remember I have it.
It boosts your. Hold on. We said it boosts your natural armor, right?
Yeah. But
So,
I don't remember what exactly it did.
it also does a story-related thing.
Okay.
But
so does it give me +1 armor?
it would, yeah. So would
Okay.
you not have? Did you calculate that?
I would not have taken 1 damage. Yeah,
Okay,
sorry.
so
I
you
forgot
didn't
I
take
have-
the damage then.
Okay, so I'll just undo this.
So
Okay.
it's glowing.
Yes, it is glowing.
I'm just remembering my fallen friend. Okay, so I am. Yep, just here, me and my scythe and all these boys around me. So I'm gonna take a swing at one of these gutter runners.
Okay.
I am great.
All right.
What
They
are
are
they?
average.
They are average, so it's 2s again, right?
Yep.
Okay.
The chaff.
Yep. So that's gonna be okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna boost those 2 5s to 6s, so it's gonna be 3 cleave damage, 8 damage on the gutter runner, and 3 cleave damage.
Is cleave 2 everything?
No, I think you pick another thing in it, so I would pick the other gutter runner.
Okay.
I thought it was 1 damage to everything in the zone.
It's 1 damage to everything zone, I'm pretty sure.
Well, you kill the other gutter runner regardless. These two plague bearers are still up.
Even if they take 3?
Cleave weapons. Yeah, it says all enemies within close range. So I guess.
Which they all are. And
Okay, so they all take 3.
They all take 3? Okay. If they're all taking 3, then the gutter runner dies and the plague bearers die shortly there. Or die as well.
So everything just died.
Yes.
Fucking sweeping them out.
Okay. I am going to wait. So this man is 1 zone away from me, correct?
No, he's in 4.
He's in 4, so you'd have to go 5, 4.
Oh, 8 cannot go to 4. Damn. Okay. I have my character sheet in the way, so I can't see it. Okay.
If you double click the top of your character sheet, it'll like shrink it for a sec.
Oh, that is good to know. So sorry, I could move and not attack that man, correct?
You could shoot a bow or bow and arrow.
I don't want to do that. I will move into 5.
Okay.
And just let out another bellow and end my turn.
Conveniently, his turn's next. Upon you letting out this bellow and upon And upon him looking at his now glowing blue cloak, Kalthus, with all of his swagger once in his step, kind of takes a step back a bit from Bagoosh. And you hear him shout, "Orlana, this wasn't part of the deal! I was supposed to get paid first, and I wasn't supposed to risk my life for you. It was just a kidnapping gig." And then you all hear this voice come from... Well, Loris, you hear it come from up here towards 6. The rest of you hear it from up on the... up where Kalthus was. And then you see a familiar face kind of come into view. Except, they're more fetid, I guess, is the right way to describe it. It almost looks like they have rotted a bit. Ulana's formerly, like, beautiful appearance and her natural, like, bravado that she carried with her seems like it's almost decayed. It seems like it's even decaying now in front of your very eyes as like her skin starts to slip a bit and her eyes like are drooping, and she has like one green eye and the other's like bloodshot red, and she's looking down and she mutters, the plan was for you to guard me while the rest of them came in and we were able to control the situation and prepare the city for the host. Now it's all gone awry. And she takes out her walking stick and just kind of slams it into the ground. And with that you see a like puff of greenish mist come out from it. And she just kind of says, "What ticked you all off? Was it that buffoon Van Brecht, or was it Kamenos? Or did he figure out something that he shouldn't have?" And she just kind of picks up this staff and she starts whirling it around. Kalthus takes this time to back away from Bagoosh, move up to 6, and then metal shoot at you, Bagoosh, with his pistol.
That's not very nice of him.
No one wants
He's
to shoot
great.
me?
So am I.
A very graceful ogre.
Looking for
Carolina.
4s. He finds 2 5s and +1, so it's 3 damage.
Very good.
He will metal again, as he has 2, and he will do the same thing.
This fucker.
He finds 2 damage. After he does this, he looks over at Ulana, and he just kind of like winces a bit, and turns back to the rest of you, and he says, "Well, so long as the money's good, I don't really care who gives it to me." And then Ulana goes. She's also on a... Ulana is gonna cast a spell.
Oh. We're not invincible. Terrible at dealing with this.
She attempting to charm or frighten me?
No.
Good.
She She is going to cast. She's going to cast Deleterious Contagion, which she does because she has a 5 and the plus the 2. I guess it would affect you, Sturdy Bark. Give me a body fortitude test.
Body fortitude test. What's the DN? Do I know?
4.
Oh no. All right, I got 3 successes.
You're fine. Are you poisoned? You were not
No.
poisoned, right?
I resisted the poison with the check.
Good. She will cast this again on you this time, Bagoosh. Body fortitude.
What was the DN?
Bagoosh.
The DN is for this one 3.
Oh.
It varies based on her successes, and she always has a +2. You're good.
Look at us.
And then she's going to cast this one on you, Joe.
Uh-oh.
This one's going to be 4 successes.
So you said fortitude?
For body fortitude, I need 4 successes.
Fortitude, DN3?
It's DN4.
DN4.
My
Good.
God.
Okay.
God, champion.
I spec'd into it.
Joe, your go. That's all she can do.
This guy's looking kind of hurt, you said?
Yes. I mean, they're mainly both looking kind of hurt. She doesn't look good.
I'm gonna...
Yeah, we haven't done any damage.
One could call her attractive before. I don't think you can call her that anymore.
Okay, I'm gonna keep playing into the Pirate Captain Man. So...
Yeah, that one's personal.
And I'm gonna spend my medal to boost my training again, so I roll 2 extra dice.
Okay.
What's the difficulty? I'm sitting at good.
He is actually good now.
Okay. So that's a 4, right?
Yep.
Okay. Bonus to submit. So that's gonna be boost my 3 to a 4, so that's 7 successes for 8 damage.
Damn. Okay. Do you have another hit, or did you use your metal to boost?
No, I used my metal to boost. She just
Okay.
focused in real tight on the shot and.
Okay. Upon taking this shot, Kalthus falls back into this chair that he was standing in front of. He takes a deep breath, looks around the room, and then he looks at Ulana, who's now, like, visibly, like, changing into this disgusting, loathsome form. And he just lets out a sigh, and then says, like, kind of mutters under his breath, This isn't worth it. It wasn't worth it from the get-go. And he just kind of, like, starts to lean forward to walk away, or to run away. And as he does so, Ulana catches him with her walking stick and just kind of throws him onto the ground over here. Like, tosses him off the ledge. Now he's just kind of standing here, basically prone. Bagoosh, your turn.
Oh, yeah?
I can't hear you, Ollie.
The council can kiss my ass.
So you walk up to her.
She tried to do something to me. I don't like that kind of thing.
Okay.
Chop chop.
What is she?
She's only average.
Oh, baby.
Oh my
Average, you say? Well, let's make some salad.
She does have a lot of wounds, but
That's fine.
Turn the 1 into a success.
I guess. Where's my weapon focus?
You can turn that 1 to a 2 for 7
Yeah.
successes.
For
That's the
8
only reason
damage.
really doing it right because you're succeeding on.
And that's not more damage than if I just make the success, right? Yeah.
What? You
So
don't
I
have any like thing on 6s, right? So you might as well just bump your 1 out.
No, but I have a thing that gives me an extra damage for each level of focus and weapon. I wanted to remember if I have.
Oh.
I do have
yeah.
2 focus, so that would be 2 damage.
As opposed to the additional 1.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very cool. Yeah.
What does this cost?
So this woman,
It's just a +1. I guess I can use my 1 focus to make that last one a success, and then the other focus, and then the other thing doesn't even cost focus. It's just once an attack,
this
so
is
it's another
9?
+2. Yes, it's 9.
Yeah, okay. You bring your flamberge into her, and it like makes this very unsettling sound, like you're just like swimming through like goop. And she like kind of like upon getting hit with the flamberge, she kind of like chuckles a bit, and she like looks at you as like corpulent mass, one and all. As her voice is starting to distort.
I'll fucking do it again.
All right. Jesus Christ.
All successes.
So that's what, 10?
No,
No,
I think it's just
That's
8.
just 8.
8? Alright,
Just
that's
get
fine
to-
too.
yeah.
She's still, like, cackling. You're good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Loris, you hear, like, you hear cackling. There's a plague bearer in front of you. What do you do?
Chop this one, and yeah, I'm gonna use 1 attack on this guy.
Okay.
He is good, if I remember right. Or
He's average.
okay, so I need 2s.
Sliced dice dead.
Okay, I'm gonna step into 4. I'm gonna walk up to this sad, pathetic man and go for a chop. And let me just read execution real fast.
He's just gonna die.
Is he prone? Okay.
He is prone.
Okay, so all my 6s do an additional for this. And what's his DN? I don't know.
He's good right now. Actually, you know what? He's average. Let's say he's a step down because he's prone like this. Like he's not
Alright,
defending himself here.
Tom
He's
just did a thing.
I'm going to turn one of the 4s into a 6.
Okay.
So it's 9.
So he looks up at you. It's just enough to kill him, actually. A 9 is just enough. So he looks up at you as you walk over to him, looking down on this poor soul, or maybe not a poor soul. And he looks up at you and he says, "Sulemek warned me about taking this job. You know, that was a good man. Is a good man.
Yeah,
So-
where is he? As I'm walking up to him, where is that man?
He left. He said he had to go, that his clan was calling him back. Apparently they were doing some war party or something. In all honesty, I wish he was here right now. He might have convinced me otherwise." Then he looks at you and he says, "Do what you have to do. I did what I had to do."
I'll nod and just go for the kill.
And with 9 damage, you decapitate this man.
Been slaughtered. Okay.
I'm gonna put an X over him, 'cause he's got a goodie.
Ooh, okay.
Y'all, We have completed our long-term goal, get revenge on the Blacksmith.
Yep.
Yes!
You just completed it. Shadel, you're up.
I am up. Okay.
Oh,
So
and
you
I will-
said when he struck her
Hold on.
with the flamberge.
What are you saying, Tommy?
I'm gonna catch. I'm assuming he's a major soul.
He's a chosen.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, okay. So I get like the
So-
highest quality
Yep.
soul. Okay. Go ahead, Shay.
So when she got struck with the flamberge, you're saying it like didn't really connect?
Oh, it connected. She just didn't really feel anything.
It made a
Oh.
very
Like
disgusting
she
noise.
laughed it off.
Okay.
She's
Alright.
growing more and more corpulent by like the second.
She's gonna explode. Maybe.
I don't know.
Alright, the first thing I'm gonna do is give Tommy one of these antidotes. So I'm gonna move into 2 and give Tommy an antidote. Because I have a few, and he's
Can
still
you
poisoned.
administer it, or
Thank
only
you.
give it to him for him to take it?
I don't actually know.
You could administer.
Okay.
Whoa.
And so I imagine that's my action, and then I'll use a metal to
Yep.
shoot her with my pistol, because I don't want to hit Bagoosh with explosions.
I think
Real
Bagoosh
shame.
can take it.
I don't think so. I could one shot if I roll lucky.
I think Bagoosh can take it. Look at him.
Okay, so
He's a
I
big
am
man.
great.
Oh, she's average.
She's average. Okay,
That's
so
2s.
2. Big 2s. Alright, and I'm going to... I'm just gonna bump all 3 of the 1s up to 2,
Good,
so
good.
it's 6 successes, 7 damage.
That's big damage. 7 damage?
Yeah.
Okay. Sturdy bark.
What does it take me to? Okay, I'm trying to get into the zone. What is it? What's the check?
You're not gonna. She's not contesting you at all.
Okay.
Yeah, in this situation, she's just kind of like standing there chanting.
Okay, I'm gonna just lay in with the scythe. So this is attack number 1. Yeah, I'll bump that to an 8. So it's 9 damage.
Okay.
And then spend my metal. And yeah, I'll use the other focus point to do another 9 damage.
Do another 9.
Yep.
You're
And,
ticking off. You're ticking off some boxes here.
And I will. Well, Frank, well, I'm looking at her form. What am I seeing here? Like, what is?
It looks familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, it's her turn now.
Yeah.
I'm going to replace her box. Or her token.
Nerdling.
No. She,
Ah.
in this moment, she, like, looks at you as you slice at her with this scythe, and then...
Frank, can you shift click them?
Oh,
Or what is it, shift J? I don't remember.
Yeah, so we can see the big picture.
Let me find
It's
my
the guy we
post-it
fought
note.
in the woods. Tried to
The
sell.
Herald.
Shift
yeah.
Z. Try that.
there we go.
Oh.
yeah.
Herald.
The scrivener, right?
And her skin kind of starts to fall off as this large mouth kind of protrudes from her back. And while it doesn't have a quill, it just kind of unfolds from her skin. And it looks at you, Sturdy Bark, and it said, "We poisoned him. He shouldn't make it to morning." And he just laughs, looking directly at you, and then he looks down towards Kalthus, and he says, "A pity you would have made an excellent sacrifice to the Plague Father." And as he says this, he then raises his gnarled stick and just slams it again. Except he slams it 3 times in quick succession, and we get to do that.
Oh boy. Does he casino us and we lose?
Nope. Oh wait, this should be +2. Sturdy Bark, give me a body fortitude.
4-2, you said?
Yep.
Would you say we finished our long-term goal of figure out if any counselors are cultists?
You have figured it? Yes, you have.
We did 2 long-term goals, everyone.
You have. Like I said, this was going to be close to 5.
Alright, I got 4 successes.
So I literally can't hurt you with this.
I just. How much XP is completing a long-term goal in the group?
Well, I don't think we can like spend it mid-combat.
Yeah, that's fine. I just want to add the time.
She is going to do it
I'll have to look it up.
to you, Loris. Give me a body fortitude.
Body fortitude.
I think I can't really say she anymore. They are going to do it.
What is the DN?
The DN's going to be 3. Number of successes.
I always get the force.
Jesus!
I mean, it's a bunch of big body people
Body
outside
check,
of me, really.
Do some
Oh my
mind
God.
checks and I collapse.
She's gotta poison one of you.
I mean, he did, and then, or someone did.
Same deal for you, Loris.
Again?
No, this is
Yeah.
Bagoosh, right? Oh, again?
Bagoosh?
Yeah. Actually, no. It's one of each of you. So Bagoosh, yeah. So Bagoosh, it's DN 4. You need 3 successes. Want to die? Shadel?
Okay, this will probably hit me. I mean,
I need 4 successes from you.
Oh my
You can
God.
do it.
Yes.
ain't no fucking way. I actually think it's impossible for me. Fortitude? Yeah, it's impossible.
Okay, you're poisoned. She then, upon you getting poisoned, she, like, the mouth just kind of looks at you. It opens up, and it just spits something at you.
Gross.
I need you... You could do this. Give me a body fortitude. It's 4, but I need only 2 successes.
I mean, I'm rolling 3. You're acting like that's
You could do it. Come on, you gotta do
it. It is possible.
This is
It
so
is
one
You did it! You did it!
Shadel,
1, 2, 3.
Shadel, take a wound.
Take a wound. Just straight up. Jesus. Do I take damage or is it just a wound?
No, you just take a wound.
Good thing I'm a dwarf.
Then she just kind of, or they can't hurt you. Like, they can't actually hurt you.
Lay it in. Yeah, come on. Let's go. It's flanked by Bagoosh and myself. I don't know if she can hurt either.
Okay, it swings this at Bagoosh.
Uh-huh.
Goosh can take damage.
They are not gonna hit you. Wait, what's your defense?
Great.
Yeah, they can't hit you. They need their melee is bad. They need a 6, and they missed. Their turn's over. Bagoosh. Oh wait, no, this would be. I'm sorry, it's not Bagoosh, it's Joe.
Okay.
I forgot that I removed her from the order.
Yep. I'm gonna shoot with my bow at their face. Hit their snout. What's their defense?
They are okay. So now that it's revealed itself to be a Scrivener, they have a cloud of flies about them. Their defense went from average to good for ranged attacks.
Okay.
So they're up 1 step.
That's. I'll spend my metal to double my training.
Okay.
So it's difficulty 4 because we're both good.
So you're good. He's good, or it's good.
Okay. So I will do +2. Submit. Bump a 3 to a 4 to get 5 successes for 6 damage.
Okay.
And then I'll just stay in the shadows. That's my turn.
Bagoosh.
I'm gonna kick your ass.
Okay.
I'm gonna fucking cut that stupid nose off like the last time. What's the defense?
Oh, they're average.
Yeah. Aren't we all?
Chop chop.
Yeah, fucking chop chop.
Chop house.
Chop house.
Oh my god.
So that will be 9. No, 10.
Certainly.
Nine?
It's 9, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's 9. Choppy. And that one's 8.
8?
Yeah, 9 and 8.
Nice. Jesus.
You go to swing on this thing, and you like dig real deep, and it lets out this eerie laugh as it just kind of like starts spitting up bile from its mouth. It's still very barely alive.
I'm just gonna keep chopping.
You're gonna what?
I'm gonna keep chopping. It's not gonna stop.
I think that's it, right? Because that was 1-2.
Well, yes, I'm actively gonna stop for the turn.
He's role-playing.
Yep.
Magusha's expressing his intent to continue.
Your intent, Loris.
His
Your
artistic
go.
expression.
Fucking hungry.
Jumping up is a check, right? Because now she's contesting
No,
me, or?
she's not contesting anymore. If this was Kalthus, he would have contested you to try and knock you down, but he's
Alright,
not.
I'll hop up and be like, whoop! Hello, friends! Whoop!
It's a party.
And the first thing I'll do is consume the lesser soul of the greater soul of our pirate friend, which gives us back soul fire. Was that the thing Alex
I
used?
think technically we'd already be at max because we achieved a long-term goal.
Yeah, you achieved
Oh, yeah.
2
Yeah,
long
Okay,
Yeah,
so we
thank you.
don't need to get the soul fire back. Oh, I
No.
thought Alex, you said that doesn't come till end of combat
Well,
or something.
It doesn't say.
Okay, so
It says
You
at
know-
the end you get a new goal at the end of the session, which would
You know,
imply that
I'm
it was
gonna
just
rule it
instant.
like this: you get it back at the end of the session. Use that soul fire.
all right.
Channel this man's soul into killing this thing.
Well, I consume it for the party as one action, and then anyone can do it. And then I'm gonna metal and attack. I don't want to be the one to use it. I'm just giving it to the party, and then I'll attack for the second action.
Okay.
What is his melee DN? Armor?
Average.
So 2s.
Okay.
Yeah. So he takes 8.
You bring your hook in and you just you slice him up. You just like bring this hook in, you cut low and you just drag on up and just basically like a zipper undo it. And it is laughing all the way down. And as it falls, it exclaims, You traded one false god for another. And it falls and dies.
I will catch his soul as well in my newly opened space. Okay.
Big day for.
Yeah, big day for greater souls.
We're done with combat.
Alright.
We're gonna have, I think, a half session next time. But as you finish this, you all hear a like a staff or a rod on marble coming from the door that you entered in on. And you see,
Yeah, who is it?
you see Van Brecht
Ah.
Oh,
with his Griffhound just kind of walk in, and behind him, I'm not even gonna bother giving you a token. I'm just gonna. I never actually gave you a picture of what they look like.
Martinus.
What?
Kidding. Saying
Privilege.
Martinus.
Martinus.
Oh no, not
Probably
Martinus.
not Martinus.
Behind them is Thystra.
oh.
That's kind of what I figured.
I do want to see Thystra. What she look
And-
like?
Copy image. Thystra is the one all the way on the right.
What?
Okay.
Thystra has with her this guy. Who she's just kind of dragging with her.
Oh, is this Kravich?
You recognize this as Kravich.
Okay.
When both of them enter the chambers with Thystra dragging Kravich, for starters, Van Brecht looks around and he lets out a very deep sigh. And he goes, "Well, I would be more annoyed at the circumstance if it wasn't so dire already." And he looks around, he looks back to Thystra and he says, "Toss him." And she just throws him into the center of the chamber. And Van Brecht walks over and looks at all of you and says, "Well, we found Kravich, and we've realized what was going on here. The reason why she points at Thystra, is unaware of his affiliation is because he wasn't affiliated with her. He was affiliated with something," he kind of chokes up, "something that shouldn't be a problem, but inevitably has become one, I guess." He takes his glaive and he just hits him with the butt of it as the Gryph-hound walks around him, and he says, "Go on, Kravich. Tell us what you've been up to. Tell them what you've been up to at the very least." And then Kravich looks over at Joe and says, "Oh, if only you had seen sooner, or only you had followed me home, I guess. It might have stopped this entire situation, but I guess in the end, it doesn't really matter, because she would have shown up anyway." And he starts to unbutton his tunic, and he reveals the same Kraken symbol you saw before. And then he lifts this brooch up, and then he flips it over, and he revealed, where the fuck is?
It's a mood.
And
What? I have to get the symbol. It's not right. It's not where it needs to be, or it's not where I was told it was. He reveals this. He reveals on the back of the brooch this.
I guess that.
Is that Kane? What was that?
Yeah. And he basically says, "Cain is come to reap what's his. The city was once his, and so it shall be again. So say his divine voice." And with that, Van Brecht just kind of takes the butt of his glaive and just hits him upside the head, and he just knocks out. Van Brecht turns to the rest of you and says, "He's, at least according to what Thystra was saying, has, well, turned a blind eye to a lot of the comings and goings and issues of the city in order to put us in a state where we're indefensible." And he looked around at all of the slaughtered individuals, or rather demons in this room, and then he says, "It seems as if he had some assistance, whether they realized it or not. he says, the harbor was a success. We routed, went in and cleansed the ritual site, and, well, what dock workers were definitely cultists have been apprehended, and those that may or may not have been blissfully unaware of what they were doing have been taken into custody for interrogation. He looks over at you now, Sturdy Bark, and he says, the problems that we see approaching the city now are coming fast on the wind. We dealt with what the enemy within, and now there is an enemy from without, and I'm venturing to say that this is not going to go over well for everyone within the city. At least my guard and myself.
What is the invading force?
He looks at you and he looks at the rest of you and says, he points down at Kravich, if Kravich is to be believed, then Marathi and her ilk are going to make a play to take this city back. As he looks over at Dystra, as she would be quick to tell you, this city was once primarily controlled by her kind. Elves and their worship to their gods. And, well, when he, hits his chest, when we came about to free everyone from the reigns of chaos, then we instilled worship of the God King, and they didn't particularly take too kindly to that. So Marathi and her ilk left the city and heads down for not being able to protect their own people. And if, like I said, if Kravich is to be believed, and if she's to be believed, then she's coming to take back her city.
In the name of Cain.
Yes. And he looks around again at the chambers, and then he looks towards the doors, and he says, and very clearly I have failed in my duties to keep the city operational and defensible, as we are very clearly in no position to be able to rout such a force. He now looks to you, Shadow, and he says, your contract's been honored. You have a carriage. Granted.
Pogger.
Oh, that's another long-term goal.
He looks at you, Loris, and he says, well, I know you worked at the hospice center, and while I do believe I'll need fine medics and doctors in the coming days, I certainly would understand you leaving and taking any of those that you worked with you. I understand that completely. And then he looks over at you, Joe, and then he says, you owe this city nothing. They took from you your family, and I understand that, and I apologize. But at the end of the day, it made you who you are. And then he looks over at you, Sturdy Bark, and says, he won't make it the night. The poison that he received out in the wilds will take him by morning. They've already conveyed this to me. They don't believe there's any way to save him.
Then,
He
I
looks
think
at
I need
all.
to go then.
He looks at all of you, just scanning the room, and he says, you all have your carriage. You can leave at any time. And if you stay, I don't guarantee any of you will survive. But the city could definitely use any assistance you could provide. Though I once again cannot guarantee that you'll or any of us will survive what's to come. So I ask you all, if you wish to leave, do so tomorrow, so I can get a thorough count of who's able to hold the city or against whatever's coming. And if you wish to stay, then just know there won't be another carriage. There won't be any payment. There won't be anything for you, really, outside of hoping that we're able to hold the city from what's to come. That's all I can ask. That's all I have to say. The choice is on you, whether you wish to stay or go. If you wish to leave, I ask at the very least that you try and convey a message to Hammerhall, as all of our outriders have apparently gone missing or been unable to reach the city limits. That you convey a message to Hammerhall that we are in need of any assistance that they can afford. And if you wish to stay, then I guess just be prepared with your last wills and testimonies to whatever family you might have or whomever you wish to commune with. Because he looks down and he says, I don't think really any of us will make it out of what's to come, if he points down at Kravich, if he's to be believed.
Well, technically, you'll make it out.
He looks at you and he says, I'll make it out, but will I be any more, or will I be less than what I am?
I think you know the answer to that.
And he nods. And he says, I'll have your answer then. Will you choose to stay with me and likely die, or will you choose to go? Again, no hard feelings either way. You've done enough for the city, beyond what was even expected, in all honesty.
Okay.
Joe would just silently walk towards the rest of the party and kind of group up.
I mean, I figure you guys know what I'm gonna say, right?
Let's hear it.
I mean, we got the coach. Let's get the hell out of here. This is suicide. And also, before we leave, go by the spire and see what they're doing with his seed.
Shazel, I know I'm still new to this whole Soulbind thing, but I thought the whole point was to protect people and do good?
We are servants of the forces of order. Marathi is technically a force of order.
Oh. Huh.
This is a Civil War
so
situation.
We can just come back in after they take over?
Yes.
'Cause,
well, hypothetically.
Are they going to be... Is it going to be a better Anvil God or a worse Anvil God?
I mean, I already think it's a piece of shit, but if you want me to be honest, it's gonna be worse.
What about everyone else turning
I'm gonna go talk to Tree. I don't have time for this.
Yeah, I mean, are we? Does it have to be a group decision? This kind of made it sound like we have our individual choices, kind
We're in
of.
the Soulbound, right? So
No, I know, but that he kind of went
Yeah,
one
he
by
doesn't,
one.
he doesn't know shit. He doesn't know how Soulbinds work.
I thought he
I'm not
did.
sure I know.
I'm pretty sure he'd be familiar with what a soulbind is. I think he knows we're a soulbind as well.
I mean, if we just go too far apart, does bad stuff happen?
No, I don't think that's the case. I don't actually know.
I don't remember. It's been
I
many
don't
months.
remember reading anything about that.
No. I'm fairly certain you don't have to be within close proximity. It's like if half of you want to leave, the other half can stay. But that being said,
Get some Doom on the track.
Look,
Yeah.
I'm heavily advising against staying because the reality is the only thing that can repel an invasion from Marathi is going to be an army from Sigmar, and we are not an army.
Loris, Bagoosh, what are you thinking?
I think we leave, but I can't really leave without Grace. So she'll have to come with us wherever we go and settle down wherever we settle. But
Well, we have a coach. We can go to Hammer Hall. It's safer than Anvil Guard.
yeah, I mean, suicide. Yeah, suicide is definitely like saying is suicide. But
Yeah.
I gotta get Grace out. So
All right.
okay. Who is staying and who is going?
I have to talk to Redleaf before I decide anything.
Okay.
I'm gonna at least hear Sturdy Bark's answer, but I'm probably going. What did
Sure.
Bagoosh say anything?
Bagoosh did not. I think Ollie might be in the bathroom. But
We'll never know.
we could do.
I imagine he's gonna follow me.
We can do. I can almost assure you that Bagoosh would probably leave. Even if we're excluding like player knowledge, everyone should know of Marathi and know like what her ilk is like. And Bagoosh, while he probably wants to taste that delicious snake, he probably understands to some extent that like, yeah, this is basically suicide.
Hey, he probably doesn't know she's a snake.
That's fair. That is true. She does keep up a glamour. Sturdy Bark, let's you and I do a Red Leaf bit because this will depend on if we do a half session at all.
Okay.
Honestly. Alex, if you need to go, that's fine.
I'll hang.
I get it. All right. So Van Brecht allows you to leave and basically says like report what you're gonna do before end of day. You leave the castle chambers and you head straight to the spire.
Yep.
The branches are already down. And they basically welcome you up. As you ascend the spire, you see in the center grove, Redleaf he's essentially on his knees, and you could see that his like roots are digging into the earth. Or the spire below him. And he looks up at you as you approach, and you could see that like his bark is riddled with green veins and like this almost plague, this corruption about him. And he, as you get closer, he kind of like holds out one of his arms, and he kind of like to keep you at arm's length and says, "Hold."
Hold.
He points down and says, "Poison too deep, too virile, can't heal." He looks to the various branch witches and dryads around him. He says, "Return to garden. Return. We'll return to garden. Sprout anew." As he kind of like gets quieter, and he looks at you and says, City failed. Couldn't protect forest. Couldn't protect land. Failed. But he looks at you and says, "You can stay, hold spire. Or he points down at this mound in front of you that's like freshly like shoveled ground or freshly like tilled ground with a single like little sprout coming out of it. And he just like reaches down to the sprout, and then he like holds up this dirt to you, and he says, "Or you plant new." As he shovels this dirt, you can see like you're able to see this Duridan body, like a black beard, just kind of rustled up from the dirt that he reached down and grabbed this sapling from, this little plant from. And he looks up at you and he says, "You stay and protect, or you go and cultivate. Choice yours."
What about your seed, Redleaf?
He looks at you and says, "We'll grow again. Slow, steady, over time."
Then I'm gonna look at the dwarf in the sapling and say, "Strong warrior."
Strong warrior, as he nods.
Okay. I'll see you soon.
He grunts and just kind of like not doubles over, but he like slinks his head down. They're very, very clearly in a very somber state. As you go to leave, the various dryads and branch witches they start to sing a song. They start to sing a chorus, and it's not sad. It's more like celebratory, if that makes sense. Like singing the praises and singing about the life of Redleaf, right? This beacon of nature in this unforgiving city, and what they've attempted to cultivate here in what is literally a den of scum and villainy. And as you leave, you can hear Redleaf's voice contribute to the chorus, and it slowly starts to fade until you no longer can hear his voice.
Okay.
And as you look back, you can see him corruption free, just standing as a single gnarled tree in the center of the spire, but no longer with a soul to call his own.
Okay. I'm gonna very, very carefully take the sapling and keep it with me. I'm gonna tell Tewa to take good care of this thing.
Taiwan takes it, and he doesn't say anything.
Okay.
He has no contribution. He is sad.
That's on my Tewa. But Tewa, you're gonna come with us, right?
He nods.
Okay.
He nods and he says, "Strong warrior."
Tewa is a strong warrior. This sapling is going to be a strong warrior. And I'm gonna go back down. I'm going to find my companions wherever they're grouped up and say, "I will leave." This
Out of
city,
character,
bad
is the
place.
sapling a new spire? Or is it a person?
No, I think it's like the dwarf soul.
It's
like
the dwarven soul. It's the
Yeah.
dwarven soul.
Soul. Oh, okay. Interesting. Alright.
Protect warrior. We will leave. This city is not a good place.
Yeah, where do we go? Like we can go literally anywhere in the world.
I think we're gonna go to Hammer Hill?
Hammer Hall.
Hammer
yeah.
Hall.
Hammer Hall. Be the first one, since it's in Bakshi.
Oh, it's still here. It's to your south.
Yeah. So
Well, I've never left the city without you all. I guess if you're all leaving the city again, I'm in.
Well, if we're gonna go and get marching orders, we need to get access back to Shimon. And I'm sure they have dockyards there.
Oh, they would. Loris, Grace, you have a telephone.
Well, yeah, I mean, at some point I was going to go talk to him and be like, look, this is what's going on. We don't have to RP it, but be like, look, we need to leave. This city is, like, destined to, like, fail. We have a coach. Like, you can basically, you can set up your new practice, and the new place will be fine, blah, blah, blah.
Reaching by her office and grabbing her.
In this situation, she would look up at you, and she would say to you that she's needed here. That she always stayed in the city, not because she had to, but because the city needed her, the people needed her here. That if she could take care of one orphan or one drunk down on his luck, that's what she was here to do. And that while she wouldn't consider it running away, as it would definitely be the safer option, that there are others here that don't share that same fortune to be able to leave. And because of that, she has to stay. Because of that, she almost refuses to leave, because her work simply is not done.
Okay, I mean, and we'd go back and forth for a bit, and is there literally no convincing? Like, if...
She's fairly adamant. In this time, she understands that you might need to leave. And she's always expected that eventually that would come. That your task to help your people has always been something that's at the forefront of your mind. And that if you can't find a cure or solution or any way of helping them here, that you might have to leave eventually. And she doesn't begrudge you for that, obviously. But she would always like to see you stay to some extent. But is also understanding if you can't. At the very least, she could take the cell phone, the amulet, and you can stay in communication, to say the very least.
Well, we'll try that, and then the day I call and you don't pick up, I'll know what happened. You know what I mean? Because I'll assume the invasion happened.
She would smile, and she would say that hopefully Marathi's folk would be able to spot good from bad, and that she would shine as a light of good here, or one of the last remaining few lights in the city.
Hopefully, yeah. And I'd be like, hopefully, and like, beg her one last time. She'd probably say no, and then I'd go back to the group.
So, are we in agreement? Or are we splitting?
No, I think we're going.
I think the binding holds.
Well, it's better than dying.
Simple as.
It's a bad place.
Taewon says hola.
Joe's gonna grab a loaf of bread, 2 loaves of bread on the way out, one for her, one for Bagoosh.
Wait, what did Tewa say?
He says hola.
Hola.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh.
And with that, you would go back to the Storm Fort, and you would let Van Brecht know of your decision. And he nods. You know, this is something that he honestly expected. He couldn't ask anyone to just stay and die. But alongside him is Thystra and her guard, her various Black Scale Coil members standing here at the Storm Fort. And Thystra looks at all of you as you leave, or as you go to leave, and she says, I did say my goal here was to always maintain the status quo. And she looks out towards the city gates area, towards the outskirts of the city, like in that general direction. And she says, "And whatever Marathi brings here is certainly against my best interests. So just know, no hard feelings." And she says, I'll at least lend the old man a bit of a hand when I can. And Van Brecht comes over and very sternly hands you a letter and says, "If when you get to Anvil Guard, just hand this to one of the knight captains there. I'm sure they'll get it
Hammerhall,
where
right?
it needs to go."
Yeah.
Hammerhall,
Got
yes.
it, yeah, alright.
Yes. I'm sure they'll get it to where it needs to go. And he gives a salute, and he just hobbles back towards the door towards the gate of the Stormkeep, and he says, "You best be getting on out of here if you wish to try and, well, get ahead of whatever's coming. I guess this would be a dismissed," as he gives a salute and turns about.
Okay. I will.
Much
Say my
appreciated, and good luck.
Go find our wagon.
Our
Oh,
coach.
it's right behind you.
Well,
You got Griffhounds. You got big Griffhounds that are going to pull this shit.
oh shit.
Gotta feed them.
Oh shit. We don't have food.
Okay. That's it.
Alright.
We did it.
That's basically it.
Woo!
Let's go.
Damn.
If
Thanks
you
for
have any
doing,
like
y'all.
questions onto other plot points that you missed, that you
Who
didn't get to or whatever,
what happened with High Arbiter Concilius Gower?
Hassan? You mean? Or wait, High Arbiter.
Yeah.
Who the hell is that?
He wasn't introduced in he was part of the like but he didn't actually get introduced in our story, but he was part of the like prologue shit in the book. This like required reading stuff.
Isn't he the guy who got killed?
Yeah.
It might just be setting the scene kind of stuff.
yeah,
that
it was
way.
just more setting the scene.
So it's like there's not a thing for like
Uh,
this is who triggered it and this is who did it.
He was killed by the cultists. The cultists, I changed a bit.
Sure.
The cultists are supposed to be led by a guy named Tybor, who was a counselor, but I didn't like how every single one of the main characters were just like, this is male guy. So I was like, I want fucking this Alana woman to be the villain. So I just like wrote out Tybor. Tybor was supposed to be this guy who essentially plays the part of Alana. Is a like rich upstart, or not upstart, like a rich noble of this city who grew up in Azir, in like Sigmar's realm, and became very disenfranchised with Sigmar, because he sees what's going on in Anvilgard and is like, this city's a slum. Like in Azir, everything's pristine and beautiful, and there's like no crime or anything. And then he looks at this city, which he's a counselor of, and he's like, this place is a slum. So he ended up, and like nobody's helping him. So he ends up orchestrating a bunch of murders, including the Arbiter, or the High Arbiter, and basically undermining the city from the inside, along with some other people. Another one of the people who's a cultist, one of the Dwarven engineers.
One of the two who are bickering?
Yep.
Oh, dang.
One of them is a cultist.
Is there a path where Krell doesn't die?
Krell is an original character. Do not steal.
Ooh, okay.
So
there
there's no
is
Skaven at all in the story, or?
There are Skaven in the story. There's none on the council, but they basically were like, Thystra runs the Blackscale Coil, and she actively forms like a resistance against Marathi. But they were like, you need to find a way to basically get her to have equipment and like smuggle it in. So I was like, well, fuck, like the Skaven. Just have like have her prop up this random Skaven that doesn't know any better, right? Just be like, yeah, you're a counselor now. Do this shit for me.
Gotcha. I
Which
didn't
is
know
why
he was
like
original.
all of the bins and all of the like various like crates and barrels and such in the sewer, if you had like opened up a number of them in like the passageway, not in like the Skaven laboratory. If you'd opened up some of those crates and barrels, you would have seen like swords and like crossbows and shit like that, and like food and such. Because she was using the Skaven to bring that stuff in.
Got it. Okay.
And then she was just always going to betray them because they can't be trusted for shit.
What
So she was just using those means to an end.
What would have happened way back if instead of going through the jungle, we did it on boat? Was something bad going to happen at sea or not at all?
Yeah, you probably would have died. You probably wouldn't have died. It would have been a.
Oh yeah, now what flew over us that one day?
That giant.
That was the Blackfin.
That was the
100%.
Blackfin. The Blackfin can fly.
Oh.
The Blackfin, I kind of fucked up. He was always supposed to be working for a villainous character or a villainous entity. And he was always supposed to abandon you. He abandons you because he's like, I'm going to take the defoliant back. I'll just say they died at sea, and then I will get like paid. And then we did this like contract thing, and I was like, well, shit, this is their arch villain now. This is the first guy that wronged them.
Yeah, we hate them.
Yeah. I wrote his name in my book.
This is the guy that the first guy that wronged them. There's literally never going to be a point in time where this guy can show his face again without his head getting cut off by this party. So this guy's just going to be working for he's just going to be hired by Ilana because it makes sense. She runs the piracy ring. And she works with pirates, so it makes sense that he'd be on payroll. But he was always supposed to leave you for dead. Sulamek works for his tribe, or works for his enclave. His enclave happens to work with Marathi. So if you stayed in the city to fight Marathi, Sulamek would have fought you. You would have to fight Sulamek.
He was exiled or something.
I thought he was from the same enclave as Loris.
Yes. Nautilor helps
Nautilor.
Marathi.
Really? Oh, I didn't.
Marathi has a lantern that she uses to.
Wait, weren't they? Didn't they get saved by Sigmarites? From the fucking...
yeah, but Marathi
they're pieces of shit. Okay.
Marathi comes over and is like, yeah, I could solve your soul issue. And they believe her, and they shouldn't.
Yeah, she's lying.
Also, Van Brecht doesn't survive, even if he's Stormcast, because Marathi has this thing where she can fucking steal souls as they start jettisoning back to Azir.
Oh, I'm
so
sure
Van
that
Brecht
won't be taken by the enemy.
Or Van Brecht would die.
I'm trying to think of other big questions. I'm going through the sessions in my head.
Actually,
okay.
I shouldn't say this. Van Brecht would die if you guys didn't choose to kill him. Which he would have, if you had stayed, he would have asked you to kill him so that he could jettison back to Azir to try and get word out.
Oh, I gotcha.
Stormcast can't kill themselves if they're not allowed to.
And they can't kill each other, I imagine.
Correct. So he would have asked one of you to have killed him, coup d'état, or not coup d'état, coup de grace. And it wouldn't have been a roll. You just would have had to have done it.
Right.
And if we had aggressively stolen the defoliant and forced our way to fixing the cannons ourselves, that wouldn't have mattered at all, right?
It would have done something different. So instead of Marathi just coming at the end, off screen, as if you never had any way of stopping her, you would have been able to put the city in a more defensible position, and then Kravich would have been doing more. As it stood, Kravich kind of didn't have to do anything story-wise because of the steps you guys took, where you never really interfered with his plan, and you really... It made more sense to double in on the chaos aspect because of you took Taiwan, you did stuff with the Seraphim. It fit more close with your party to care more about that aspect. And also, like, one of you's a Sylvaneth, right? Like, it makes sense more in line to be like, yeah, that corruption supersedes what Kravich is doing for your party.
Right.
Is Redleaf an original, or is Redleaf in the book?
Redleaf is not original. Redleaf is supposed to die in the first chapter.
Well,
Interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
To what?
I was gonna say like
Kravich.
normally. Oh, what are they called? The Kurnoths are not leaders of spires or whatever.
No,
or
they're
the-
not.
Yeah, so
He is a particularly old one who isn't technically the leader of the Spire, but he's like the head Kurnoth. He is supposed to die early on through basically it's while you guys are out at sea, he dies. But I really liked what you had going with him. With being like, you're like friends, your acquaintances, like you've heard of each other. And I was like, I don't want to do that. Like, Redleaf's gonna die by the end of the story, but like he's not doesn't gonna die now. And like, I figured keeping him around wasn't gonna hurt anyone. It didn't hurt the story at all. It was just supposed to be like shit's happening while you guys are at sea. And so I was like, well,
we would have felt robbed if he died. Like, what could we have done? Through no hints.
Exactly.
The Dwarven Berserker that's being reborn as a Sylvaneth, is that
original?
Okay.
That's not a story. You
that
could have saved
normal?
him if you had gone. We can fudge it.
Okay.
You could have saved him if you had went with him.
Right.
He never would have asked you to join him because that's just not what they're about.
Right.
But if you had chosen to go with him, he would have survived. But he's not
also,
really an
everything in the city
character.
would have gone real bad.
Yeah.
He would have come back to a city that basically would have, like, at that point in time, Redleaf probably would have been dead, for starters.
This would have just taken over the city.
Right, like, by the time you got back at that point, you would have probably had to sneak into the city more so than you already had to. You probably wouldn't have been able to negotiate with any guards, because they probably would have all have been, like, assumed by cultists at that point in time. It would have been a pretty bad scene.
There's no way we would have gotten the coach.
What was your initial intention and everything with why am I forgetting his name? My little brother.
Solnick?
No. The dude who companion.
Edgelord?
Yeah. What was
Charwood?
was he supposed to be like a one-off? Like, what was was
pretty
he?
sure he was the original character,
Yeah,
right?
you guys, I introduced him as a fucking joke, and you guys ran with it.
Okay. I wasn't sure if there was like an actual end game there, or it was just like a little thing.
No, the end game is I didn't know what to do with him after a certain point in time, and I think it showed a little bit. So I was like, okay, he needs to be a catalyst to try and get the story, to try and advance this cult plot line a bit. Because I already established he works for Ulana. And if Ulana's the big cult leader, then maybe he is supposed to be like an unwitting associate, or like he realizes, I'm in too deep and there's no way for me to get out of this. So I kind of put him in at that point as he's going to have to be the catalyst to like show you what's going on at the docks, which should hopefully shine a light on Ulana.
Got it.
And that was the entire plan with him. After realizing, oh shit, I introduced a character that people are actually somewhat enjoying, I can't just get rid of him.
Yeah, he was great. I love Charwood.
Oh man.
I'm trying to think. Those are all the major ones I had. I can try to
What
think
happened
more,
to Kassan?
She... Let me pull up my notes.
First of all, was she ever like a bad actor? Like, did she try to screw us over with the
kind of?
Okay.
Kamenos is the Black Scale Coil prisoner. He is an idiot.
Right.
He's indebted to Thystra.
Right, that was the guy at the whorehouse, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
If you had taken Kamenos with you at the end, he would have fucking died. He would have gotten you into the council chambers, no problem, but he would have died. Thystra... Well, actually, he would have died, and he probably would have made you guys die, because Ulana would have come out on round 1 to like confront him. Thysper's the Black Veil Coil leader, and Resistance leader after Marathi takes over.
Right.
Kravich is the Daughters of Cain traitor. Ulana's the cultist.
Wait, who's the traitor? Sorry.
Kravich is the traitor to the.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Ulana's the cultist, and Kasan is the opportunist.
Got
Kasan is, while she comes off as being a good person and works for the betterment of the city, she is an opportunist. If you stayed in the city, she would have sided with Marathi as soon as Marathi was at the gates.
Got it.
She would have essentially let her in, because her entire shtick is she's an opportunist first and foremost.
God.
So she's not exactly a good person, but she is supposed to embody everything that's wrong with the city, right? She's basically like, you can't trust anyone. People may seem like they're well-intentioned or good, but she is going to always try and take whatever is going to advance her own career or her own plans over helping others.
Got it.
Wow, she seems so nice.
Yeah, that was fun. That was good.
Yeah. I gotta go eat something. We'll see you guys.
Go pass out. Thanks again, y'all.
Good night.
Good night,
Later.
George.
Bye, everyone.
Later.